Okay, so the folks are Catholics now, and they're in another country, and the culture is different, and they write the songs, their liturgy, their songs, the worship life of the people of God. They've destroyed the temple. The life is terrible, and the Jews are not going to have a homeland again until 1948. So this is the beginning of that search for a country. And they say, how are we going to sing the Lord's song in a strange land? We don't belong here. This language is not our language. The food is not our food. The stories are not our stories. The gods are not our gods. How can we sing the Lord's song? That's not so old that it doesn't make sense for us. For us who follow this rabbi named Jesus, our citizenship, as the scripture says, is in heaven. And while we're here in this world, sometimes things seem kind of strange. How do we sing the Lord's song in this land? This table today of breads representing different places in the world, we have an unprecedented number of refugees right now, over 7 million. 42 million of those people, or 41 million, are displaced within their own country because of war, ethnic cleansing, famine, climate change, drought, and all that. 26 million are refugees that have left their country, like Syria, where the war continues, South Sudan, where the war continues, Afghanistan, where the war continues. How do those people sing their songs in a new land? Maybe you've seen the Ken Burns show on country music on PBS. It's like the history of country. Anybody seen it? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was really interested in kind of the origins of how country music got started and how it grew. It's a fairly recent phenomenon. But I was reading these scriptures this week, and I was also thinking, that's how we got the blues. We took people from their country and put them in a boat and rowed them across to this country, and then took away their rights and citizenship and culture and made them work as slaves and sharecroppers. And the reaction to that was to create music with the history of West Africa and the creative response to misery. And sometime in the late 1900s in the Mississippi Delta, what we now know as the blues came into formation. And there's development of the blues through the years, and there's different Memphis blues, Chicago blues, West Coast blues, and all that. But there's still that element of how do we respond to misery? Anybody know the name Howlin' Wolf as a blues singer? Okay. Oh, I asked her for water. Oh, she brought me gasoline. I asked her for water. Oh, she brought me gasoline. That's the troublest woman I've ever seen. B.B. King. Nobody loves me but my mother, and she could be jiving me too. And Arthur King, born under a bad sign, been down since I began to crawl. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. Blues is not always a matter of color, it's a matter maybe of bad luck. Some country songs tell a story of heartbreak and misery and all. Well, I guess that's mostly country songs. And blues songs are, about this life and what it brings you that's unpleasant. And, we hear these songs, and at least somebody out there is experiencing some of the same things I have been experiencing. And when some people find that others resonate with their troubles, they feel better. These two scriptures today are really interesting because not only are they ancient, they're wholly contemporary. We look and we see justice being perverted, and we say, God, where are you? And just because God is silent doesn't mean God is absent.
Yeah.
And we see people that have had to struggle and deal with change, and even you may stay in one place, but everything around you changes. And we are at a breakneck pace of society changing right now. It's just, start with the iPhone and work your way back, and the things that all of us that are old enough to experience have been incredibly changing. And how do we sing the same songs in a new land, in a new place? And we cling to Habakkuk. The righteous shall live by faith. Not always evidence. Maybe from time to time things happen and we feel strongly the presence of God. We see justice. But between those times, we just have to live by faith. We close our worship today always with an invitation to be a part of the work here of this congregation and to share in ministry together. We're in a time of change here and a time of seriously examining what direction we might go as a church. And your attention and prayers and commitment to that is real important. Let it rip. Appearing tonight at the Rebel, Andy, and what's the name of your band? Tammy Adams and Andy and friends will be at 5:30 at the main stage. What's that? Oh, was it your foot? Would you please stand? Going up to church and gonna lay my burden down. Come and lay your burden down. They say, come on home now. Lay your burden down. It's so damn low. Don't know what to do. They said there is good news. You can got it. Turn your life over now. Let God
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Coming up to church now. Come and lay your burden down. This is now. Come and lay your burden down.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes, Lord.
That's the most fun I've had in church. God be with you as you go from this place. God give you power. God give you strength. God give you love and share it. Amen.
Amen.